Hi guys, this is Cody Sharp. I'm the owner of Sharp Guys Web Design, a digital marketing agency out of Indianapolis. And today I want to take you quickly through MailChimp. And some of you that are already on our email newsletter list, you may have already noticed that we do use MailChimp to send out our emails. And a lot of small businesses do. So that's who I want to talk to today and give some basics. Um, Open rates and clicks are very important, but a lot of companies come to me and they say, what's a good open rate and what's a good click rate? You know, it's hard. That's going to be dependent on the type of industry you're in, and that's why it's so valuable that MailChimp actually shows the average open rate and the average click rate based on your specific industry. So instead of just going in blind in a tunnel, you now have some information. So uh, my industry's click rate, e-commerce, is 12.4% on average. It's open rate, I'm sorry. But for my list so far, which has been just a few mailings, it's at 55%. So we're doing 400% better than the average. And the same thing here on the click rate. You got about a 1.6% average click rate in the e-commerce industry, and we're sitting at about 14%. So again, now you have something relative and comparative that you can actually say, this is what makes sense for my industry. Am I doing bad? Am I doing good? One thing can drastically increase your open rate, and that's going to be your subject line, of course, because no matter how good your content is in your email, you'll waste all of your time if you don't spend time on that subject line. And this is something I've hit on for years and years and years, and everyone hits on it. But I just quickly want to point out how important this was. So email 5, I should say all of these emails up till email 6 that I've sent out here recently, they were all the exact same email. So 2, 3, 4, 5, but they were to two different subscribers. And this is based on a segment, those kinds of things. But there was people that did not open these emails. In fact, there was exactly 157 of them, and they did not open them at all. So what I wanted to do is I didn't want to have to recreate the wheel when I sent out this email. The content needed to be almost exactly the same. All we needed to do was change the subject line, and so I'll show you what that did. So this was this old subject line. If I go into this horribly named copy 05, we can go in and we can see all the statistics here as well as the actual email. And I may be a little slow actually to find this email. This is why you plan things ahead, and I have not. So let me show you this way. So if you go to campaigns and you go to the actual email and in details, you can see what the old subject line was, and it was announcing Sharp Guys Web Design and a request for your help. So this was the actual announcement email. That's why you had such a high open rate and such a high click rate. But I just wanted to show you this as an example of how you can use comparative measures. So this is the old subject line, and this was the old content. And so, like I said, I didn't want to have to recreate the wheel when I did the next email. As a small business, you guys don't have time to reach those other people that didn't open your previous email by recreating all your content, but you do have time, every time, to send out an email to the people that did not open and use the exact same content but use a slightly different subject line. And so that's what we did. So on email 6 here, this goes out to all of the people that did not open. We click on details. Now we have a different subject line, my new business venture, a digital marketing agency owned by me. Now if we wanted to go a step further, we could even take the 75% of people that didn't open this and send one more time. So it's really up to the organization how many times they want to go through this reiterative effort. But nevertheless, this is how you can really build up your opens, and this is how you can build up that user engagement that's so important with your list and get really a lot more out of your email. Because that content that was so time consuming to create, if all you're doing is creating good content over and over and over again, but you're not working on that open rate, if you're not working on getting different subject lines in there, and next time we'll talk about split testing and how valuable that can be with a larger list. Certainly with my list, split testing loses its efficacy because we have so few emails, less than 500 that we're starting with. But in a case where you're at 5,000 or 10,000, that's something where we'll talk about how valuable that can be as well in the future. But again, subject line changes can be incredibly important. make sure you send out an email to the people that didn't do what you wanted them to do the first time. And thanks again for watching this video. It's quick, I know, and I hope it was helpful. Again, this is also very basic information. For many of you, you've been doing it for years, and that's great. But I do have a lot of companies that come to me and say, how can I get my open rates up? This is definitely the top way to do that. The top and easiest way to do that. All right. Until another day. Thank you.